welcome to my channel. Welcome to another video. If you love art and paintings, you're in the right place. I'll put a picture or photograph of a painting we're going to do today. It's done in acrylics. I will list the supplies you need on the screen for you, the paints, the brushes and everything. If you are short of any one of them, brushes or colors, paints, it doesn't matter, just replace them with what you have and still will be okay. If you have any suggestion for the channel, any recommendations, please comment below. And if you want me to paint anything, any subject matter, also let me know in the comment below. Thank you very much, and let's get started. We're gonna have a wintry landscape for today's painting, and I already have a sketch on the canvas. This is an idea that I'm gonna start with. I don't know if I'm gonna end up with all these elements. I may change a few things throughout the painting. I'm gonna do a soft sky. For that I'm gonna use gesso. I'm just gonna cover some of this area with gesso, and then I'm gonna have ultramarine blue and white in this cup, and I'm gonna have some ultramarine blue and white maybe cover just the top of the canvas, and the idea is to have like a misty background and then some details and contrast in the foreground. At least that's the idea, you know. To what extent I can excuse me, implement it, I don't know, but we will try. I'm putting some gesso over here right now. Now I'm going to pick up some blue, some ultramarine blue, and I'm going to come up here and very soft, very pale sky. And maybe over here on the corner, just pull it into the painting, just like that. Maybe a little bit over here, a bit over there. Okay. Now I'm gonna pick up a bigger brush. This is a 1.5 inch brush, and I'm gonna go over it and just soften the whole thing, you know, and blend the blue and the gesso and everything else. Very soft sky. I'm gonna pick up some ultramarine blue. That's straight from the tube. I'm gonna add some white in here. Some white, and we're gonna make a very light mix, and we're gonna come over here, create some distancy looking trees way in the distance. We're going to soften this, and we're going to add some white. We're going to come into this and create a softer mix. Just creating some underpainting right now. Another row over here, maybe a bit darker. Some of that blue. And I'm using, by the way, a round brush or a mop brush, whatever you want to call it, or blender brush. It has different names. Blender brush, round brush, soft brush, round brush, mop brush. More white. pour some of that blue into my white, and I'm just going to come here on top of these trees, just touch and create a very lighter value and try to blend this into the distance to make them even look more distancy and I don't know, misty, foggy, something like that. And just tapping like that and create some impression of snow on these trees. We don't see lots of details on these trees. I'm gonna pick up my fan brush. Maybe we add some purple onto the palette. Pick up some of that blue. Create some soft bluish purplish color. I'm gonna come over here and create some distancy looking evergreen trees. They're not green right now, but and just tapping right now, just tapping and creating impression of some trees, maybe some blue, some white into that mix. And I'm gonna pick up my round brush, some of that paint, maybe even some white, and I'm gonna come here soften the bottom of these trees. With the same brush, I'm gonna pick up some of that blue, maybe a touch of purple, and we're going to come here and indicate a bigger tree here. A bit darker, maybe even a touch of black you can add to your ultramarine blue, make it a bit darker. This is the base coat for this tree. This tree is not so close to us, but not so far away either. Like those. Get some more shrubs and foliage over here, right in front of this tree. I'm gonna pick up my white. And I'm gonna come over here and just tap some impression of snow. Keeping in mind to keep some of that darker color over there. I don't want to cover everything. Just tapping. And notice I'm taking my time. No need to rush. If you're painting at home, don't rush. Just take your time, stand back, look at your tree, and apply your highlight, which is the impression of snow in this case. Just gonna soften a few over here, and that's it. Like so. With a liner brush and some of my black, I'm gonna come over here and indicate a few of these posts for the fence. And maybe we're gonna have a few more here. Just using black. You can use black gesso. Just indicating a few of these things so we don't lose the sketch. Very impressionistically. I'm gonna pick up some burnt umber, mix with my white, lighter value of that color. I'm gonna go ahead and indicate this cabin here. A little bit darker for under the eaves. Picking up some white. Now I'm going to pick up some of that ultramarine blue and some white, and we're going to come here and indicate some snow on the road in front of this cabin. Just covering this area. I'm going to pick up my fan brush and some of that ultramarine blue, maybe a touch of black, and use the corner of the brush, and I'm going to come over here and drop a couple of trees here, and again I'm just going to use the corner of the brush. Not so many branches and leaves up there. They get narrower as they grow, and they are a little wider on the bottom. And you're gonna go ahead, indicate this maybe bigger trees, almost you could say foreground, mid-groundish, foregroundish, stuff like that. Maybe a little more ultramarine blue. And again, just use the corner of the brush, just pressing. with these trees. I'm gonna pick up some ultramarine blue, some white, and we're gonna create a mid-tone to highlight these trees. And we're gonna come here and apply some impression of maybe snow here. This is going to be the mid-tone. Leave some of that dark. If you're gonna take any, any take-home message over here, is leave some of that dark. Don't kill all the dark. You don't have to do it as quickly as I'm doing here. I'm racing against time because I intend to keep these videos short. People don't like to watch super long videos. In fact, YouTube tells me that the average view time of my videos is 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes. So that's about what you expect. People don't like to watch 2 hours long video. So when you do it at home, take your time. And just with some white, just tapping some highlights for these trees, creating impression of snow. And maybe same brush, we're gonna go ahead and indicate our land over here. Maybe some darker blue for underneath these trees. Switching my brush to a filbert, I'm gonna come here, indicates few rocks. Just like so, just some shapes. And later on we're gonna drop some snow on these things, and let's body it, maybe one more over here. I don't know. You decide in your painting. I'm going to pick up my fan brush. Some of that white, I'm going to come over here. Just indicate few indication of maybe a snow covered, whatever they are. Some details. And soften the base. Maybe just tap over here, create some impression of snow. With a filbert brush and some white, we're going to drop some indication of snow on these rocks. Now maybe we can keep some of that dark, some of that black, maybe it shows. We can go back and work on these things later if we want. Some shadow color over here. Some white. And I'm gonna go ahead and work on this road over here. And just drop some highlights here. And just continuing with the blue, the white, and really just creating illusion of snow here. Some darker blue. Creating some shadow color for the snow here. Get some darker blue, apply some shadows, something like that. With a liner brush and some white, I'm going to come over here and apply some highlight to this area. whatever these things are. Maybe, you know, some overgrown weeds. Dried flower pods or whatever. Maybe a few here. I'm gonna go ahead and start working in this area. Maybe I go ahead with the same blue, just continue this land over here and effectively blend it into the background, trees and stuff like that. And come over here and bring in some maybe bushes and shrubs a little bit closer. Maybe even so use some dark black maybe. I'm gonna go ahead, highlight my tree or brush, rather, I don't know, overgrown bushes, and apply some impression of snow. Maybe some blue shadow area. Pick up my liner brush and apply a few details here and there. I'm gonna pick up some burnt umber, maybe add a touch of black to it. I'm gonna come here and paint my deciduous trees here. Continuing with the process here. If you're trying this at home and you have difficulties moving the paint on the canvas, either your paint is too thick, you have to add some water to it, or your canvas is too rough. If your canvas is too rough, well, in the middle of painting you can't do anything about it, but before you paint you can apply a coat of gesso, maybe a coat or two of gesso, to smooth your canvas. Smoother canvas is easier, you know. If you have a lot of detail work in a painting, you gotta plan in advance and apply second or third coat of gesso on your canvas. Now it doesn't matter if you're working with oil or acrylic, you know, holds true for both medium. And if you're working with oil, you add linseed oil to your paint, or turpentine or whatever, to make your paint a little runnier or looser. For us acrylic artists, we add water, or you could add mixing mediums and stuff like that. I don't use those. And something like that for this tree. I'm gonna switch to my filbert brush, pick up some of my blue, ultramarine blue, and some white. Make a lighter value of it. And just bring it here, apply some impression of snow on the trunk of these trees. And at the bottom, maybe some white. Just like that. With some black, maybe some of that burnt umber as well, mostly black. I'm gonna come here, same idea as the other side of the riverbank. Drop some indication of maybe rocks, especially by the riverbank, and they gotta be covered by snow, of course. Maybe a smaller one over there, maybe another one here, maybe a bigger one here, some character, maybe a few. I'm gonna pick up some blue and maybe some white, or mostly darker blue, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop some underpainting for this area. I'm gonna keep my brush stroke flat because I want this land to be same level of the other side of the river. And this is basically just underpainting, just covering the area with some color. So I'm gonna spare you for this stage, and I'm gonna bring you back. I'm just probably gonna cover this area right up to here, and then I'm gonna bring you back for highlighting the rocks and some texture, giving some texture to this area, and then we're gonna do the cabin. Alright, so I applied some ultramarine blue, darker value over here. Now we're gonna go ahead and highlight it, and with some white, and create some impression of the snow. I have some burnt umber over here. We're gonna go ahead and apply some, maybe a path that was cleared or snow melted due to being used. And I'm gonna bring the pad, gonna break it over here, maybe a little bit. Maybe somewhere around here. All right. Get some white and start right from here. And work this white into this path and the rest of the area. I'm gonna pick up a lot of white now. And come here, just applying some white. And maybe just soften a few areas back here. Here we go. And we're going to go ahead and apply some highlights to these rocks. Not highlights, rather impression of snow maybe. Not so much detail back there. I'm going to pick up some of that black and just indicate a few posts over here as underpainting so we know where they are. And we're going to go ahead and highlight it later. I'm gonna paint the boat and then I'm gonna bring some snow and cover it up. Alright, I'm just going to switch from the land here to the cabin. We're going to do the cabin and a couple of trees over here. Finish with this area and then we're going to move to this area and finish the foreground. I have raw umber and raw sienna. And I'm going to go ahead just pick up some of that raw sienna, mix it with the umber, and come over here and work on my cabin. I'm using a round brush, by the way. Darker for under the eaves. and mostly raw sienna for this side. Apply some dark blue over here. And some white. Gonna go ahead and apply impression of snow on the roof. I'm gonna get some of my orange and come here, indicate some, maybe a light showing through the window up there, maybe down here. I'm gonna pick up my round number 12 bristle brush. I'm gonna pick up some of that blue, maybe a touch of black, and we're gonna come here and indicate our tree. I'm going to pick up some of my lighter blue. And with the same brush, I'm going to come up here and apply some highlights, or mid-tone rather. Now I'm going to pick up some white with the same brush. I'm not even going to wash it. I'm going to come up here and create some impression of snow. And I'm using a lot of paint, relatively on the brush, so now with my fan brush and the same colors, some of that dark blue, some of that black, I'm going to come up here and drop a couple of those evergreen trees. and use the corner of the brush to indicate the leaves and branches and stuff like that. You could push up this way or down, as it depends on your preference. I've seen it both ways. I'm going to pick up some of my blue. And go ahead, highlight my trees. Same idea as those one. Just think about your branches and the way your tree is shaped when you highlight it. In this case, dropping the impression of snow. And I'm going to pick up same color and come here and just fix our road a bit. Maybe some of that darker blue, a bit darker for under the trees. While that dries, we're going to pick up some of that white and apply some final highlights to these trees. While this dries, this area, so we can work on it again, I'm going to go ahead and indicate the post for the fence one more time, and they don't have to be straight, and as they move away from the cabin and toward us, they get higher, taller and larger in size. So I'm gonna be mindful of that, and I'm gonna put another one here. And maybe one more right here. Use my armrest here. And I'm going to go ahead, paint the runners, same color, black. And we're going to go ahead and drop some snow on them and highlight them. Doesn't have to be straight, doesn't have to be, you know, perfect. The less perfect they are, the better. With the same raw umber and black, we're gonna go ahead and indicate the, you know, the broken log over here. Or maybe a little bit more burnt umber. Right here. Now this log also is going to be covered by snow, obviously. So we're probably going to appreciate only the bottom of it. And I'm going to bring some of that raw sienna, some of that umber, and probably indicate some over here. I'm going to switch to my liner brush. And drop a couple of branches that is still attached to it. And for inside, we're gonna bring some black. Maybe it was rotted. Now I'm going to pick up some of that blue, some of that white, make some shadow color for the snow, and we're going to come and work on the fence. That black is dry. Just going to go ahead like so with the liner brush, drop some impression of snow on the runners. leave some of the dark. Something like that. And that's our fence. I'm gonna switch brush, switch gear over here. I'm gonna pick up a bigger brush. Same idea. I'm gonna pick up some of that blue, and I'm gonna come here and apply some of that blue on this log, and then pick up some white, just go over it, create some contrast with the road. Here we go, maybe some snow sitting on that branch. I'm gonna remove my armrest so you can see better. Here we go. Some snow on this log. Alright, so I'm happy with the log. I'm happy with this area. We're gonna go ahead and work on the river. I'm gonna pick up some burnt umber and some white. Maybe here, maybe some here. Some areas. This will help when we paint the water to indicate where the land and the water meet. Alright, now we're going to pick up some darker blue. Now even though the water will really reflect the sky, but the river is not going to be that pale of a color because what's underneath and usually looks darker. So we're going to use darker blue, but we're going to go ahead and reflect some of that sky into the water, and especially back there I'm gonna just use lighter blue, fade it into the distance. Like so. Again, some of that brownish color. Some black, some of that blue. And maybe some of that lighter blue, just like so. And blend it. So you want darker color for the shore area, and in the middle maybe some reflection of the sky. Now I'm gonna pick up my liner brush. We're gonna pick up some of that umber, some white, maybe pick up some of that orange as well. So we're going to come here into the foreground and indicate just impression of some dry leaves and stuff like that. Maybe dead grass. Maybe some small ones. And maybe some here. I'm going to pick up a round brush and some white. And I'm going to come here by the shore and just paint some impression of some water lines. I'm going to keep that, brown that we put by the shoreline. I don't want to cover it all the way. And just like so. Create some impression of some water lines here and there. Just soften it with my fingers. And maybe some over here. And same idea here and there. And maybe with that liner brush, some indication of maybe some snow on some of this dry grass or whatever it is, weed. Just for added interest. Alright, with some detail work here and there, some more highlights to these rocks, I can go ahead and call this painting complete. And I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you try it at home.